Alright, what is up guys? Action Figure Addict 112 here, and welcome to Asylum Sitdown number 2. So, on the first Asylum Sitdown, I discussed why I thought that Hasbro's biggest fuck up was the Overwatch Ultimates line. And then for this one, I'm going to be talking about my frustrations with Jazwares / Wicked Cool Toys and their horrible fucking distribution of the AEW Unrivaled Collection figures. But before I get into that, I do want to talk about something real quick. So for this one, I'm testing out something with this one. I'm going to be having some gameplay in the background for this one. I have some Black Ops 3 Zombies gameplay that I did. It was just a random match. It was a match with randoms. So, yeah, I have quite a few of these recorded on my PS4, so I'm going to be, transferring them from my USB onto, back and forth, so that I can, have something playing in the background whenever I want to sit down and talk about something or, something like that. Because I watch quite a few, like commentary channels and stuff like that whenever they're, talking about something that's going on or, whatever happened. They usually have gameplay playing in the background, and I kind of like that because I'm watching something as I'm hearing someone talking, so I figured I'd give that a try. Now, I'm not a commentary channel. I cover action figures, but I really enjoy zombies, and just wanted to put this up here. So, anyway, getting that out of the way, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. So, I just put up my AEW Unrivaled Collection Series 3 Darby Allin review. So you're able to check that out if you want to. It's up now. And at the end of that video, I said that I was going to sit down and do another School Asylum sit down. And then I was going to talk about my frustrations with Jazwares / Wicked Cool Toys and their even though they're the same company, you have to do the Jazwares / Wicked Cool Toys. I just call them Jazwares because it's essentially the same company. It's just under two different names. But anyway, my frustrations with Jazwares and their AEW Unrivaled Collection's horrible fucking distribution that it's had since the beginning of the line, which is Series 1. I find it very frustrating that they're so fucking hard to find, and then out of nowhere, just randomly one day, they'll just pop up magically in Walmart, and you'll be like, what the actual fuck is going on? So that's what I'm going to talk about for this one. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate to the frustration, so, let's go ahead and talk about it. So, back in the beginning of last year, when, actually, no, I think it might have been the beginning of last year, because the pandemic started, I think, in March of last year. And that's when we first started, Andy Zorpox and I first started recording our episodes. And so it was just the three of us, and then occasionally we would have people hop on. Like, we had Strident hop on one time, we had ODC hop on, and then Zorpox wasn't able to hop on with us for quite some time. He still isn't able to hop on with us, so hopefully one day we'll be able to do a reunion with the three of us. But anyway, we were really excited about this line, because it was the first time we were getting AEW figures, and they were way better engineered than the Mattel figures. in terms of, we had double ball joints, we had double jointed elbows, double jointed knees, you know, um, and they had so much articulation, and then we were getting soft goods, we were getting extra hands, and this was the first time we were getting Young Bucks figures and Kenny Omega, and we were getting our first AEW Cody, Cody Rhodes figure. And then, it was the first time we were getting Brandy. It was the first time we were getting um, Chris Jericho as an AEW figure, because this is when he had just started wrestling for AEW. And that in itself was fucking crazy because, Jericho stuck with WWE for years. I mean, after WCW fell, after he was jumping from New Japan to WCW, and then he settled in the WWF. Like, once he settled in the WWF, that was it. Like, he stuck with the company for several decades, for a couple of decades, and then, you know, he just got tired of what they were doing with him, and then he left. He went to New Japan. He had his feud with Kenny, um, and Vince thought that he was coming back to sign with them, and that was it. He didn't sign. He didn't re-sign. So, um, you know, it was crazy. And then, we saw that he showed up at, you know, um, all, I think it was All Out. I think, or it was All In. That's what it was. It was AEW All In, which was the first pay per view that AEW did before they, became an actual company. Um, and so that in itself was crazy because you had Chris Jericho, and then several people were telling me that Kenny and the Bucks are going to sign to WWE. I was like, they're not. They're not. They're not. They're not. They're signing with. They're not signing with WWE. They're signing with AEW because it makes sense. Because you have former Bullet Club members, and for some reason you're telling me that they're going to just quit and go to WWE, to a company that's going to have no idea what the fuck to do with them, and is just going to absolutely just ruin, whatever they had going for them. So, they ended up signing with AEW, and I was really happy about that. And then when I saw that we were getting AEW figures at Toy Fair, I think it was Toy Fair, I think 2019. It might have been 2019, or I think it was 2020. Actually, yeah, it was 2020. So it was Toy Fair last year, and it was like AEW came out swinging. They had, they had their first two lines already set up. Like their first two waves of this new line set up. They had prototypes already done, already painted. The boxes were already done. They had their ring already set up, the $20 one and the $100 one that came with the exclusive Kenny. And they had all this really cool shit going on. And then you go over to Mattel, and what did they have? What, 2 Ultimate Edition figures, hundreds of fucking basic figures that no one buys, and then they had, elite figures that were just kind of meh. It's like, what the fuck? Like, if that isn't the biggest fuck you to Mattel, then I don't know what is. And so all three of us were getting really excited because, yeah, all of us watch AEW. We follow that, and we follow WWE, but we follow, AEW more because it's just more interesting. And so, when we were hearing, that there was a release date and it was getting closer and closer and closer to the release date, we were getting real excited. And then, the release date came, and we were like, okay, release date's here, we're going to Walmart's, where the fuck are the figures? It's just like, hold on, wait a minute. You said there was a release date and that Walmart's were gonna have these, and only Walmart's, which annoyed the fuck out of me because I was like, wow, like only Walmart's are gonna have these figures. So no one outside of the US can get them because only Walmart's are gonna have them. Only Walmart's and Ringside. And Ringside charges too much for their figures as is. So, the fact that you have to go through that and then the insane amount of shipping that it would cost to get it outside of the US is like, wow. It's just ridiculous. And then, the release date comes and it's like, where the fuck are the figures? And then they're saying, oh, well, we don't know what happened. And, it was understandable because the pandemic just happened. You know what I mean? So it was kind of understandable. And a couple of weeks rolled by, and Andy was the first one that I knew that found them. And then we had to wait some time, and I kept checking the store. I kept checking the Walmart near me. I kept checking and checking and checking and checking for almost a whole week. And then, I asked one of the employees if he could, check the SKU number, and he did. And he said they should be right here. And they had cleared out a whole section for where the UFC figures and the AEW figures are going to go. And he had told me to come back that next day at 6 in the morning. I think it was like 6 or 7 in the morning. And I did. I woke up. It was like almost 7. I got dressed real quick. I had work that day. I got dressed real quick, skated all the way up to that Walmart, walked right through the doors, shot straight to the toy aisle, and they were there. Whole fresh fucking case. Whole fresh display of AEW figures. And I was like, holy shit. I had my cart. I was like, alright, I'm getting almost everyone that I can get from the first wave. And I stashed some away to help other people that were looking for them. Like Timmy was looking for a Kenny, and then someone was looking for the Young Bucks. So I grabbed the Kenny, and I grabbed the Young Bucks. And then when I got home and I looked at the figure of I think it was Matt. I looked at his face and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it looks like he had lipstick on or something. I was like, oh no, we're not doing this. So I skated all the way back up to that Walmart. I exchanged it for another mat that had better paint. And then I went all the way back. I think I actually got that Conor McGregor too. I'm pretty sure I got him. Because Amazon had screwed me over on that Conor McGregor because it was supposed to come a day. It had like a specific delivery date, and I was like, okay, cool. And the delivery date came, and it was like, oh, it's not coming that day. And they pushed it all the way back a couple of months, and I was like, no, fuck that. If I see it in the store, I'll buy it, and I did, so I bought it. But anyway, yeah. And then that night, that's when I sat down and I opened up all the figures, and I did my overview of Series 1. Now, I wasn't able to find Brandy, neither was Andy, neither was anyone else. Apparently, she was that fucking rare that they didn't make that many of her for some reason, even though she's in Series 1. Didn't make that many of her. And so she ended up becoming like a hot commodity because you couldn't find her anywhere. I was like, huh? That's weird. And sure enough, Ringside had her, and I thought, you know what? Let me just wait, and I'll find her in the store. She disappeared off Ringside, never saw her in the store. So I still don't have a complete Series 1, because instead of giving us Brandy, they just double packed Kenny, which is fine, because, Kenny is pretty fucking popular, and he's still, at that time he was popular, and he's still popular, so it makes sense that his figures are going to sell. But how are you not going to pack Brandy in there? Like, you can't just have people set up for a wave and not sell the whole fucking wave in the store. That doesn't make any sense. So that was already strike one. Alright? But I was really impressed with the figures. So, Series 2 rolls along, and I'm like, okay, hopefully this goes way fucking better than it does. And so I knew that the SKU number was the same. Everything was the same in the system for Walmart. Except now they told us that Targets were going to start carrying AEW figures. So I was like, okay, Walmart and Target. Okay, cool. Pulled out Brickseek. I think this was towards the end of the year. Like, it was like a couple days before New Year's last year. I had went up to Target, I think. Or no. I checked Brickseek that day. That morning, actually. And it said that there was a Walmart that was a little bit distance from me that had a hole. It showed 6+. So I was like, okay, they probably have at least a case of them. So I went all the way up there. It took me like probably 20, 30 minutes, probably, because I took the longer route because I thought, hey, you know what? I use Google Maps. It take me right there the quickest route. No, it takes you the longest route. So anyway, I get up to this Walmart as fast as I can, and I go through the doors, got my cart. All right, cool. I go to the toy aisle, and they have not one case, two fucking cases of these AEW figures. And I'm like, holy shit. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get Moxley. I'm gonna get everyone except MJF because I fucking hate MJF. Now, mind you, I was a little short on cash at this point because payday was that week, and I think this was on like a Tuesday or something like that. I didn't get paid. I don't get paid until Fridays, every other Friday. So I was like, fuck, I need to make some sacrifices. And I knew that Timmy was looking for a Moxley. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna get Moxley. I got Moxley. I got a Moxley for me, a Moxley for Timmy, and I got Pentagon Jr. And so I hid the rest of them. I go back up there with my coworker on Friday. I think it was either Friday. It was on Thursday. Actually, it was on Thursday. I went back up there because I was like, okay, if they have the rest of them, I can just get these and then get paid Friday morning. So I go up there. All the fucking figures are gone, except for this one Moxley that I hit, or not this one. This one Dustin Rhodes that I hit. So I hit it, and I hit it in the school supplies. So I was like, you know what, let me go check because that's the only other place where I think it might be. So it was there. So I bought that Dustin, and then I think it was like a couple of weeks later after that, they started showing up at Targets here, and my coworker calls me, and he's like, "Hey, are you looking for any of these AEW figures?" And I was like, "Yeah, I need Hangman, Ray Phoenix." Yeah, I think that was it. I only need Hangman and Ray Phoenix. So he grabs me Hangman. Then he went to another Target, and he found Ray Phoenix. So he got me both of them. I paid him back for it, and so I had the whole wave. But what I don't understand is why the fuck was it that I walked into a Walmart and there was two fucking cases of these, right? But yet the Walmart near me doesn't fucking stock them for shit. The one that's a little bit away from me doesn't stock them for shit. And then this one magically stocked them, two cases. And then after that, that was it. Didn't see them for months. Why is that? Like, why is this distribution so fucking whack? You know what I mean? I don't understand it. So I was like, for the love of God, please, when Series 3 comes out, let it be better because this is the wave that I want the most. Like, I want almost every fucking person from this wave because you have Pac, Rio, Orange Cassidy, Darby Allin, and the Bucks. These are the better version of the Young Bucks. Darby Allin's one of my favorites, so of course I'm going to try to get him. Orange Cassidy is also one of my favorites, so I'm going to try to get him. I really like Rio in the ring. And Pac is a really good heel. And I really liked him as Neville. So, when he was still signed in WWE, that is. So, I'm like, okay. Um, Months roll by. Or, I shouldn't say that. I say February rolls by. I don't see anything out here. Then they say March. I'm still not seeing anything. Up until about 2 weeks ago. Or actually, no. Yeah, I'd say about a week or two ago. I saw that it was showing up. There were figures that were starting to show up again, and I was like, oh shit. So I skate all the way up to this Walmart that's not too far from me. And I go there, and there's only. Uh, Sorry about that. There's thunder and lightning outside. So, um, so I am. I went to this Walmart and there were two figures. So I was like, oh fuck, if it's Rio, if it's Darby, if it's Orange Cassidy, if it's the Bucks, something, I'll be so fucking happy. I go there, it's an MJF and Hangman. I'm like, wow. I skated all the way up here, and it's not even the fucking figures that I'm looking for. Because again, they all share the same SKU, so you have no idea what series it is. So I was like, fuck. So last Tuesday, I went and I checked Brickseek. This was like Tuesday morning, I'm pretty sure. And I went and I checked Brickseek. And there were multiple fucking hits on Brickseek. That was and there were multiple hits, and I was like, holy shit, this is the one time I think that I've seen that multiple fucking Walmarts have had AEW figures since Series 1. So I'm like, fuck, I need to go and get up to this Walmart as quick as I can. So I skate all the way up to this Walmart as fast as I can. I get there, I get to the aisle, and there's a dude that already beat me there, and he has like almost all these figures, and I'm like, fuck, I don't know if he's a collector, if he's a scalper, I don't know, but he has the fucking Darby Allin, um, and he has Rio and the Bucks, and I was like, fuck. So I go and I look on the pegs, and there's a Cassidy, a Rio, and a Pac. Now, I'm so glad that I have, you know, collector friends that always look out for me. Like, this is one of the things that it seems like this hobby is lacking is, you know, people that are willing to help other people out, like out of just the goodness of it instead of out of profiting off of it or fucking someone over, like just helping someone out of the goodness of their hearts. So luckily Timmy was able to find me a set of the box. BX was able to find me Orange Cassidy and Pac, and Hot Cheeto Fingers found me Rio. But I found a Rio at this one, but he still sent me her anyway. So I have one for a custom, and then Timmy has an extra set of the Bucks because I was able to find them here. Um, and so now I have, whenever he gets a chance to send those, I'll have a set that I can customize the tights for. But anyway, so I get the Rio, I get the Cassidy because someone was looking for Orange Cassidy, so I picked it up for them. And so I picked those up, and I got Darby off of Macari. I didn't want to, but I knew that I wasn't going to find him in the store. I knew it. Something was telling me that I'm not going to find him in the store. I'm just not, because because people know he's that popular, and so they're gonna scalp the fuck out of him when they can. Same with Orange Cassidy, they're gonna scalp the fuck out of him when they can. The only one that doesn't get scalped is Rio. So I don't understand it. But anyway, so I go to this Walmart, I get those two, and then I check, and it shows that there's one like five. There's a Walmart like 5 miles away from where I am at this point. So I skate all the way up that 5 miles to this Walmart, and they only have two left. And I go up there, and it's the set of the Bucks, and I'm so fucking happy. I'm exhausted because I just made this long ass trip, but I got the Bucks, paid for them, went home, opened them, and I was really happy with them. Like I said, the only one I've reviewed so far is Darby. I still have Cassidy that I need to review, and Pac, and Rio, and the Bucks. But I'm just like, I don't, again, I don't understand what the fuck is going on with the distribution with these figures, because it's like 1 minute you can find them, and then the next minute you can't. Like, how does that make any sense? It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And for them to be like, oh, we're having issues because of the pandemic and stuff like that. The pandemic's almost over. We're like, was it like halfway to like 75% through this now? I want to say, like, probably by next year the pandemic will be over. So for Jazwares to use this excuse, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Because it's like, you know what I mean? Like, people who have sponsorships with Jazwares and, endorsements and shit, and people that order their cases off of Ringside and shit, they get all their stuff early. And then it's like, for the people that just want to find them in the store, you can't find them for shit. So you have to pay the 100 and, like, what is it? Like, it's 25 or 26 a figure if you do the case. Because if you do the 155 or something like that, or the 160 something divided by 6, it ends up being like 25 or 26 a figure. And then on top of that, you pay shipping, unless you want to do the ringside code and get free shipping. But you have to pay that plus tax plus possibly shipping for that, and then you have to wait for it to come in. And so, and plus, when you open the box, you don't know, are you getting QC issues with it? Like, you don't know. But if you find it in the store, you can check and see, okay, this has some paint defects, I'm not going to get this one. But this one doesn't, so I'll just get this one instead of the one that has paint defects. It's like, this is why we go to the store. You know what I mean? And it's not like all of us have all this fucking time to be looking for figures. Like, it shouldn't be a scavenger hunt to find a figure of a wrestler that you like. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, these should be plentiful. And, there will be people that'll be like, oh, well, it's a pandemic, and oh, give them a break and stuff. No, there's no fucking excuses from Jazwares. It's not. No. There's no excuses. Because if they're able to have Halo figures out the fucking wazoo, like, I mean, multiple pegs, warthogs, so many warthogs in that fucking section of the toy aisle that they literally have them stocked on the top of the shelf. Like, to the top. And you have Ghosts, Banished Ghosts, stocked on the top. You have the 6-inch figures, or the 6.5-inch Spartan Collection figures stocked. And it's like, if you can fucking stock that, and you can stock the Fortnite shit, you can stock those AEW figures. Like, there's no reason that it should be the Halos stocked, Fortnite stocked, no AEW figures. There should be no excuses for this shit at all. None. If anything, Jazwares should be showing Mattel, hey, this is how you do things. Because you have figures that already beat Mattel's articulation for $20. You have figures that kick the shit out of the Mattel figures. And you're doing a mix of soft goods, you're doing the double jointed elbows on all figures, including the female figures, for $20, while Mattel charges you fucking $30 for a quote unquote ultimate edition figure when the app crunches are shit on all of them. But the only good thing is that they have double jointed elbows and knees and the toe joints. Like, no. If it's Ultimate Edition, you should be having this kind of articulation. Like this right here, this is an Ultimate Edition articulated figure. That's what your Ultimate Edition articulation should be. And then you put butterfly joints on it, you're good. But no, they want to, oh, let's put butterfly joints on the. No. How about fix the ab crunch first and then worry about putting butterfly joints on there? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get who the fuck is engineering shit at Mattel, because it's clearly not working for them. And then on top of that, you can't find any fucking WWE figures anywhere because they never want to stock them. They never want to ship them out to stores. So it's like every Walmart you go to, there's no fucking wrestling figures. And it's like, huh? What? Why? But yeah, I can go to Amazon and they'll have the same figure. Mind you, it's a 50-50 chance if I get a defect or not. But I'd rather pay the, $20 for it and risk getting a defective figure instead of constantly going to the store whenever I can, trying to find a figure that I like and not finding it. So it's like, I don't get it. I really don't. So I'm hoping with Series 4 that there's at least some type of fix. And it's not like, these issues haven't been addressed. It's not like people haven't stepped up and said, hey, what's going on with the distribution with these figures? Like, what is going on? Why is it that, it's like whenever Jeremy Padawar goes live, it's like, I'm pretty sure if you looked, you would see people saying, hey, where are the AEW figures? I'm located in so-and-so, and I haven't seen AEW figures for months. And yet, to no prevail, there's no answer. So it's like, are you purposely not stocking enough? Like, are you purposely not sending enough? Or are you purposely not making enough so that these are rare? Because if that's the case, that's kind of scummy. And that's something that Timmy and I have been talking about. Because Timmy has had this, what's it called? This kind of Da Vinci Code that he thinks he thinks he's cracked the Jazwares Da Vinci Code in terms of why you can't find any of these figures anywhere, is because they don't pack enough of them. And you know what? If that's the case, that's pretty shitty, because it's not like we're not willing to, pay money for these figures because they're genuinely quality fucking figures. You know what I mean? So I don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense why, my frustration is, my frustration with these figures is just the way that it is. It's very frustrating that, you just can't find the fucking figures anywhere. It's just frustrating. So we'll see. We'll see with Series 4. We'll see if Jazwares can, turn a new leaf and, change shit. Because the fact that we're already 4 series in now and you can't find any of them in the store, but yet they randomly just magically pop up out of nowhere, is like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So You know what I mean? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Why, you know, Jazwares can't just. And maybe it's because I don't understand how marketing works as a whole. But I know that, if you have, a demand for these figures and the supply doesn't meet it, there's an issue. Like, there's a serious fucking issue, and someone should be looking into whatever division is in charge of distributing these figures and figure out uh why there's no figures. So anyway, that's I think that's gonna do it for me. Yeah, see, I just checked right now, and there's that Walmart that's like quite a bit distance from me. The one that I went and found the Bucks at apparently has 6+ of them in stock. We'll see how long that stays. Knowing how people love to scalp the shit out of them, it's like you can check Macari, you can check eBay, you can check the Facebook groups too, and people will be scalping the fuck out of these. And it's just like, these are $20 figures. Why are you charging like 60 for them? And they'll give you that excuse that, oh, you know what, it's the figure plus shipping plus gas. And it's like, what? Like, I'm sorry that you can't pay gas. Like, why is that? Like, what? No, that's not how this shit works. Like, I'm not gonna give you fucking gas money. A random ass stranger in, you know, this group that's selling AEW figures, I'm not giving you fucking gas money. What? Because you went up to the store and bought out these figures and are now trying to make a profit off of them, and you're charging me gas money? Like, what? No. Like, fuck you, man. No. 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 So, it's just frustrating overall as a whole that like I said, it's just frustrating that we have to deal with this shit because I don't understand it. So anyway, um, I'll go ahead and I'll end it here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. You know, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and you enjoyed the little gameplay that went with it. If you guys like that stuff, I'll keep doing them with the Skull Asylum Sitdown, so that we can you know, or sorry, I'm getting distracted. So that I can keep doing these, and you guys aren't like feeling bored or anything like that watching them, because I don't know, me personally, being a YouTuber and watching other friends of mine that have YouTube channels and watch them, that you know their content is a lot longer than most people would like. I kind of enjoy that. I like longer videos because I can put it on while I'm taking pictures or editing a video, or playing a game or something, you know what I mean, and have some shit to listen to. Or if I'm trying to listen to something to try to go to sleep, I can just throw a video on and listen to it till I go to sleep. So I genuinely like, stuff like that. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Again, let me know if you like that kind of style. If not, and then I'll just go back to the picture and use the gameplay for something else. But anyway, that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching and listening to my frustrations. Let me know if you share the same frustrations in the comments, because I know that a lot of, or I wouldn't say a lot, I would say quite a few of my subscribers are wrestling fans. So I'm pretty sure either you've been looking for these figures or you own these figures, and you found them in the store, you were trying to find them in the store, and you just haven't had any luck. Let me know in the comments, because I'm up for discussing this, frustration that we have to go through as collectors, trying to find shit that should be just easily obtainable in the store. But anyway, I don't want this to be longer than it needs to be, so we'll go ahead and we'll end it here. Again, thank you very much for watching and supporting the channel, and expect a review of the Storm Collectibles Dark Side very soon. I will start working on that either after I'm done editing this, or whenever this gets done, I'm going to start cracking on that Dark Side review, because he is a pretty cool figure, and I'm genuinely surprised about how well he turned out. So anyway, I'll stop talking here, and I'll end it for real. So anyway, Action Figure Addict 112 out.